Pastor Andrew. That's crazy. That's crazy.
All right, we're going to make this as quick as possible. I'm also recording this for anybody who is not here today, just making sure they know that as well. So right here, you're in the video. So just behave. All right, just like that. All right, so if you're watching this online, you're going to have some keywords. So let me give instructions. If you're in the room, you don't have to worry about this. You're good. If you're watching the video, I'm going to give 4 keywords over the course of our meeting. You need to text those keywords to me. All right, so that's very important. So I will know you watched the video. They are not the same keywords as Pastor Justin used, which leads me to the first instruction for watching the video. You're not in the room. Pastor Justin just recorded everything that you need to know for VBS, so you need to make sure that you get that video. He should be sending it to you today. If by tomorrow you have not received that video, and by tomorrow being Monday, you should email me or text me, and I will make sure you get a copy of that video and you follow the instructions in his video as well, because his is information containing to all VBS. All right, so first rule I have, most important rule that you need to understand when you are helping as a student at VBS is when you check in every morning, you have one extra step that no other adults have. You will have an info sheet that you need to get every single morning, all right? It will have announcements specifically for students that will be important for you, which will include things like on Tuesday and Thursday, we will have an extracurricular activity after VBS that will be just for students. So there will be instructions on there about signing up for that, letting you know like where to go, stuff like that. There may or may not be other instructions like, hey, Pastor Andrew really likes you and appreciates you helping. There's a free t-shirt. You have to come and see him. Instructions. I did that last year. And there were people who did not read the sheet and they didn't get a t-shirt. They saw everybody else wearing a shirt and like, oh, I didn't get one of those because they did not read the sheet. So every single morning when you check in, make sure you grab that student info sheet. The adults are not going to know what it is, but it will be at the check-in center help hub where you get your lanyard at. All right, so you will look for that every single morning that is specific to you. So that is important for you to make sure you grab that each and every morning. Check-in is from 8 to 8:15. It's on the schedule there, unless you are helping in preschool. All right, Miss Megan said that. She didn't specifically qualify, but some of you will be helping in the preschool, which means you will need to be here earlier because you are helping watch kids of the workers who are coming. Does that make sense? So between 8 and 8:15 is check-in for older students. If you're working in preschool, you will need to be here probably at 7:45. All right, good, clear, just stating that there. Specifically, the first keyword, if you're watching this video online, I'm not looking at the video, make sure you text me your name first, and then the first word is llama. All right, llama. So text that to me. Not if you're in the room. Don't do it right now. I'll get Joan over there as like kids pulling out and trying to text it. All right, which leads me to my second rule: cell phones. You are a student helper, and you have no actual probably need for having your cell phone out during VBS. So please do not be on your cell phone. Like, put it up. If there's an emergency, you have it, that's fine. But really, specifically, not in front of the kids. Like, you are setting the example for them. You are showing them how to behave. You're going to have, some of you are going to have some 3rd and 4th graders, and some of you are going to be with me with 5th graders. You're showing them how you use your cell phone, and you're setting them up on how they use technology as well. So you should not be on your cell phone during VBS time. All right. So one of the things you're doing as helpers is your job is to build a relationship with kids. If you're on your cell phone, that's really difficult. If you're talking to your friends, that's really difficult. Make sure you're paying attention to the kids. So make sure your cell phones are put up and they're for emergency use only. So if, and this is not going to happen, but in your group, you will be the only student helper. We're not going to put students with other students, all right? So in the mornings when it's check-in time or it's dismissal time, or you go from, you're a helper and you go into the art rotation and there's another student there helping with the art rotation and it's your best friend. Your job for those 25 minutes is not to talk to your best friend while you're in that room together. You can say hi, but your goal is to make sure you're still spending time with students and helping students. All right? If you get so focused on your friend that you're not paying attention, it becomes really difficult for you to do your job, which, let me give you the example of what is your job each and every day. No matter who you are and what your place is, this is your job. Your job is to find somebody and say, how can I help you? That is your goal. Like, you should ask that question no less than 10 times a day. All right? It can be, if you walk into the art room, Lydia, and Liana is one of the art leaders, you can go up to Liana and say, Liana, how can I help you? All right? Lydia, you go in the room and it's your dad, and your dad's leading art because he's so multi-talented. And you can say, Dad, or Pastor Brad, you got to call him Pastor Brad. Pastor Brad, how can I help you? All right? Wherever you go, that should be one of the first questions you ask in a room. So you're going to have an adult who's leading. You're going to be helper. When you get here in the mornings, one of the things you can do and ask, how can I help you? If there's a parent walking in with a student or a parent looking for a checkout, how can I help you? Is a great question. You don't have to go full Chick-fil-A and be like, my pleasure. All right, but how can I help you is a good thing to say. You should ask it no less than 10 times because your goal in VBS is helping understand that. Yes, Jonah.
Can we still go full Chick-fil-A?
I mean, if you want to wear your uniform and everything, go for it, okay? I mean, like full on, like wear your name tag.
Got it.
Are you allowed to wear your name tag outside of work?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I mean, as long as you're bringing like free Chick-fil-A coupons for everybody too, that's good. That's a requirement. All right. So, but you should be a helper. You should be a helper. I have to use a microphone for the video for it to pick up. That's the only reason I'm using the microphone. I know you can hear me in here. So how can I help is a question you ask. Miss Megan just also went over bathrooms. You are to use the adult bathrooms. All right. So you are considered adults. Okay. The adult bathrooms are for you. You should not go to the bathrooms with students. Okay. So with children. Yes. Well, the adult bathrooms are single stalls, so you should not go to the bathroom with other students either. Okay. So your own bathroom. All right. Just clearly states. Like, so that your own bathroom. Second key word for the video, I'm not going to look at the video so they can't like look for me looking at it. Second word is mama. Mama. All right? Mama. Mama. However you want to spell mama. All right? First word mama, second word mama. I'm not going to repeat them every time, but there we go. All right? I don't know. All right. Your job, I kind of said this earlier, but I want to make sure it's clear. You say it. Your job in helping is how can I help? And then you are to set the example. So Pastor Justin talked about how the rules are in the classroom and creating some rules with your leaders. That means you follow the rules. All right? You help the kids do that. So if you're asking the kids to sit on the floor, sit on the floor with them. All right? I haven't asked you to sit on the floor. I mean, you can, but I'm not asking you to. Do what you're asking them to do. All right? So for example, if you're helping me in here with fifth graders, right now I think there's like 40 fifth graders signed up. All right? Yeah, I've got more than anybody else because I can handle it. All right? So like there's like 40 fifth graders. If you're one of my helpers, I don't need you standing in the back looking at them and scowling at them and be like, I can't believe you're coming to this middle school. Like, don't do that. Like, I want you to sit with them. All right? When we're talking about the Bible story, I want you to participate with them. When we're doing the craft, you'll be leading it, but I want you to help them. Like, there are elements where you are participating with them. You are getting to be a big kid. All right? So your first question is, how can I help you? And then if you walk into our room and they're like, oh, we don't need your help, then sit down and do the craft with them. Make sure there's enough supplies. But like, if there's enough supplies, sit down and do the craft with them. All right? You are setting an example. And guess what? For those third graders, those fourth graders, when they see you doing those activities, they're going to be like, oh, that's the coolest thing ever. Hannah's doing this? Hannah's so cool. I want to be like Hannah when I grow up. Like, they're going to think that. I mean, we all know Hannah's not cool, but I mean, for them, she's the coolest person ever. All right? So you get to be the coolest person in the room. All right? So understand that. Use that. Set the example. Do what they're doing. I'm just messing with you. You're looking forward to camp all week, aren't you?
No. Yeah.
That's good to know. When I make the seeking assignments to ride on the bus together.
Whoa, yeah. You guys.
You volunteer information, I get it. All right. This is an easy one, but it's an important rule. And I'm not going to try to look at some of you when I say this, but I need you to smile. All right? Smile during the week. Smile at parents. Smile at students. Pastor Justin made a big deal of this, and I want you to understand, like, we don't know every story of every child who's coming into VBS. You may be the only smiling face they see for that day. So be a smiling face, all right? It's okay to be happy. It's okay to smile when you don't even feel like it. I'll tell you this, because I've had bosses and people over me who would tell me, who stop me sometimes like, Andrew, are you happy? I'm like, well, yeah. Then let your face know, all right? It's okay to smile, okay? I don't naturally do it. I'm speaking to myself here just as much as anybody else in the room. Like, it's okay to stop and make sure you're smiling, all right? Don't do it scary. Don't be like Rylan back there. You know, all right? He's like, you don't have to be scary. You can smile in a kind way. Okay, so like smile, be friendly. It's okay to laugh, but make sure you're smiling throughout the day. It's a fun thing to do, all right? Smile, all right? Homework for you, for everybody watching the video and in here. Here's your homework. Memorize Ephesians 2:10 before the start of VBS. Memorize Ephesians 2:10 before the start of VBS. That is the memory verse, so it's in your book. It is the memory verse for the week. So there will be kids who are learning it. If you already know it, it just puts you ahead and help them memorize it. All right, so be prepared to know that verse. Ephesians 2:10, it's in your book. For your workmanship created by God. For good work. I don't have it memorized yet. In Christ, there we go. I don't have the entire Bible memorized. Okay, I'm sorry. But I will know it before VBS. All right. So know Ephesians 2:10. Third key word, if you're watching the video, drama. Drama. All right. All right. So what? I'm not saying that. I don't want them to watch them spaced out. Here we go. All right. On July 10th, the Sunday before VBS, it would be really helpful, really great if you were here for small groups at 11 o'clock or worship, so that right after service, if we have everybody here, we can have everybody set up quickly, and it won't take very long, all right? But we're going to have to like move chairs, do all those things. So those days, that's very important on July 10th. That is one important date. The follow-up, the backup date to that on July 15th, the last day of VBS on Friday. Plan on staying till at least 1 o'clock. Like, don't be like, oh, I got to take off. I got something to do. No, on the last day of VBS, cleaning up is part of your job for helping out. Cleaning up is a part of your job for helping out at VBS. So plan on staying a little bit longer on that Friday. Because if you don't stay, then I'm stuck here cleaning up longer. All right? And I don't want to stay here longer cleaning up. All right? So plan on staying till at least 1 o'clock on that Friday. Pastor Justin did not say this, but it's in your book, but I'll highlight it for you. As a worker, the church will be feeding you each day. So there will be to-go lunches for you. That will be especially true on that Friday. So you will have a chance to eat, and then we will go straight into cleanup. So you do not have to worry about running home, getting food, being hungry. That is all taken care of. All right? I will be paying attention to who is here helping clean up, because that will go into effect of who I allow to help work next year at VBS. So let me say this. So for VBS, we have about 45 students signed up right now. The last time I talked with Ms. Megan, we have about 30 to 35 spots. I would love for you all to participate and be a helper, and I'm going to try to find as many spots as possible, but not every single person is going to necessarily get to be a volunteer for VBS. Okay? We only have so many spots, and we have so many places to fill those spots, and we want to fill those spots, but we have more students right now willing to help than we have spaces available. So while we want you to help, and we're inviting you to help, it is important that you follow these rules and these steps, because they're going to help us know that. Here's what we're telling the kids. Like, VBS is filled up right now. There is a wait list. And so if a child doesn't show up on Monday, they're going to lose their spot. So like they have to call Pastor Justin to be like, hey, I'm sick. I'm going to be there on Tuesday. But like, if they just don't show up, they're going to lose their spots. If you have a problem doing any of these following as a helper, I may come to you on Monday and be like, Hunter, your adult told me that you were on your phone your whole time, you were ignoring the kids, you just weren't doing it. I appreciate you being willing to help, but I've got other people who really want to be here and help. So I'm going to have to ask somebody else to take your spot. I don't want to do that, but if I have to, I will. Which leads me to say, if there's a problem you have with an adult, like if your adult is just really bad, like they don't know how to lead the group, they don't know how to talk to kids, come and tell me. Because I can tell you, if there's a problem with you, your adult's coming to tell me. I've made that invitation to the adults. Like if they see you on your cell phone all the time, if they see you talking to your other friends and not talking to kids, like they're going to come tell me. And we're just going to have this conversation of, hey, do you really want to be here? If you want to be here, I need you to make sure you're following these things that we talked about. That's why this video is so important. That's why if you're watching the video right now, your keyword, your fourth keyword is ocean. Ocean. All right? You thought it was going to rhyme. So do those people in the video, but it's not. All right, so those keywords, you can text to me if you're watching online. But so here's what I need you to do. So we're going to do one last thing in the room together. When you're done, you're done. All right? If you're watching on video, I'm going to need you to email this to me. All right? It's very important for you to email this to me. All right? But if you're in the room, you can do it. I'm going to hand out a piece of paper here in just a moment. And you've got pins at your table. If there's not pins on your table, there's some extra ones. I'll come around and bring a few more. I need you to write down 3 things on this piece of paper. All right? 3 things on this piece of paper. If you're watching online, I've said text me. Let me go back here. I've said text me, but I didn't give them my number. So if you don't have my number, that's going to be really hard, right? I said email on this. The keywords are supposed to text me. So my cell phone number, if you're watching on the video, is 423-619-9155. If you're watching again on the video, my cell phone number is 423-619-9155. Most everybody has my cell phone number, so that shouldn't be a problem. But anyway, all right. Email, if you're watching the video for this last part, which is andrew@stetson.church. Andrew@stetson.church. My name @stetson.church. 3 things you're going to email me or write down on your piece of paper before you leave. First thing, your name. If you get a piece of paper without a name on it, I'm going to be like, I don't know that you were here for the meeting. All right? If you're sending me an email and you have like some random email like Flubbergaster38, I don't know, like, you know, it's not obvious from your name, make sure you put your name in there. But if it's like Eli@yahoo.com, I know there's still people out there. So make sure it's clear who you are. So name. Second thing I need you to put on your paper is what is your preferred, I'm not making promises, I'm not making guarantees, but what is your preferred age range of kids? So, or what is your preferred area? So you could put art, you could put rec, you could put preschool, you could put younger students, older kids, younger kids. Like you put your preference. All right, I'll go over this again once I hand that piece of paper out, but I'll make sure the video gets it. You put your preference, and I will do my best to work with Ms. Megan to see where the needs are and fill those needs. The third thing I need you to put down, and it's going to take you a little bit longer, so we're going to finish and give you time here. Third thing I need you to put down is I want you to tell me your spiritual story. In biblical terms, in church terms, this is your testimony. Like, I want you to tell me how you came to have a relationship with Jesus. All right, so it can be, I'm going to give it to you very easily in 3 parts. What was your life like before Jesus? How did you meet Jesus? And what is your life like has been like since you've met Jesus? Some of you as students, you may have met Jesus at an early age. That's fine. You don't have to write out a very extensive, like, I understand, I wasn't in jail at 9 years old, okay? I mean, I get that. But there was a time in your life before you met Jesus. Tell me what that was. There was a point where you came to a saving relationship with Jesus, or you came to know him, or you didn't. If you don't have a testimony, you don't have a story, that's fine. Just put that. But what was your life like before Jesus? How did you meet Jesus? And what has your life been like since you met Jesus? So if you're watching the video, I'm going to come back there and turn that off as I hand out papers. Make sure you send those things to me so I'll know that you've watched the video. Please do that sooner rather than later because, again, we do have more students than we have spots available, and we are going to be working as quick as possible to make these assignments in there. Is this going to be a question that they need to watch on the video camera? They need it? What is your question? What is my email? you're in the room. You don't need my email. Only if you're watching on the video. All right. So I'm going to go cut the video off, and then I will pass out papers as well.
Oh, I already wrote it in the book.
I'm saving your phone number.
I don't understand.
Get straight down.
I put your phone number.
Ew.